From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Wednesday, October 15th, 2014. Silver is trading at $17.25 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,227 per ounce. And according to BitcoinAverage.com, the average price of Bitcoin is $396. Antiwar.com reports tensions between Turkey and its Kurdish minority were already on the rise over the refugee crisis at the border town of Kobani. Yesterday, it got dramatically worse as Turkish warplanes bombed Kurdistan Workers' Party fighters near the Iraq border. The Turkish military claimed that the attacks were retaliation for a PKK shelling of a nearby military outpost. Details of casualties are as yet unclear, though the PKK denied any. The PKK slammed the move, saying it was a violation of the existing ceasefire between them and the Turkish government. The ceasefire was supposed to lead to a settlement of decades of conflict. A PKK leader had recently warned that the peace process was about to collapse anyhow over Turkey not intervening on behalf of the Syrian Kurds along the border, and yesterday's attacks seem to have sealed that. FPP Radio News is brought to you by Roberts & Roberts Brokerage. For over 35 years, Roberts & Roberts has been a trusted source for buying and selling your investment-grade precious metals. They now take Bitcoin for purchasing precious metals so you can turn your profits into a long-term investment. Call Roberts & Roberts today for knowledgeable advice on investing. 800-874-9760. The AP reports hundreds of Hong Kong police officers drove protesters from a tunnel in the dead of night in the worst violence since the street demonstrations for greater democracy began more than 2 weeks ago. Officers, many with riot shields and wielding pepper spray, dragged away dozens of protesters, tore down barricades, and removed concrete slabs the protesters used as roadblocks around the underpass. The clampdown comes amid increasing impatience in Beijing over the political crisis in the semi-autonomous Chinese territory. A front-page editorial Wednesday in the People's Daily, the ruling Communist Party mouthpiece, condemned the protest and said they are doomed to fail. The commentary said, "Facts and history tell us that radical and illegal acts that got their way only result in more severe illegal activities, exacerbating disorder and turmoil," referring to the activist. It added, "Stability is bliss, and turmoil brings havoc." The operation came hours after a large group of protesters blockaded the tunnel, expanding their protest zone after being cleared out of some other streets. The protesters outnumbered the police officers, who later returned with reinforcements to clear the area. Officers took away many protesters, their hands tied with plastic cuffs, and pushed others out to a nearby park. In the spirit of Motorhome Diaries and Liberty on Tour, I intend to take the message of peace, love, and liberty on the road. To find out more about the tour or to donate, visit tour.fppradio.com. That's tour.fppradio.com. Reuters reports the U.S. Supreme Court on Tuesday blocked certain restrictions on abortion contained in a Texas state law that abortion rights groups said would have forced all but a handful of clinics to shut down in the state of 26 million people. The High Court granted a request filed by abortion rights groups that put on hold parts of a federal appeals court decision that had allowed the law to go into effect. The brief court order said the requirements that clinics have certain hospital-like settings for surgeries could not go into effect pending appeal. The requirement that was to have gone into effect on September 1st would require clinics to meet a set of building standards ranging from widening halls to having facilities for certain surgeries that abortion rights advocates said were unnecessary, especially when an abortion is medically induced. The state argued the requirements in the Texas law would reduce complications and increase patient care. The order also said that a provision that requires abortion practitioners to have admitting privileges at a hospital within 30 miles of the clinic could not be enforced for clinics in McAllen and El Paso. That provision will be enforced for the rest of the state. A U.S. district judge in August struck down the requirement for those two cities, saying women in those areas would have had to travel as much as 500 miles to get to an abortion clinic. Abortion rights groups have said the regulations are unnecessary and served as an attempt to shut down clinics. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.